Hello students, this lesson is in continuation with my previous lecture on industrial region. After this discussion, you will be able to understand the industrial region, that is Asian regions, industrial regions, third and other Asian industrial zones. Besides that, I will also discuss many issues related to industrial region. In this chapter, we are going to read about the various industrial regions of CIS and Asia. These regions have gradually developed from their nascent stages and now they are contributing large share in the world. Continuing from Soviet industrial region, the fourth is Ural industrial region. The development of Ural industrial region owes much to huge iron ore deposits in Ural regions such as Magnitogorsk, Tagil and Sarov and many other. After the initial stage of communist regime development of Ural region, this received a priority and for rapid industrialization of region that is known as Ural Zhintuysk combined with constructed. According to plan, a symbiotic and reciprocal relationship was established between Ural and Kuznetsk region. Ural iron ore sent to Kuznetsk in lieu of Kuznetsk coal. Large iron and steel centers were developed at Nizhny Tagil, Sarov and many other important regions. After the discovery of Karaganda coal reserve, the system was to some extent modified. This region has a very good communication system, especially railroads. You may be aware of the Volga industrial region. The development of manufacturing activity is comparatively recent phenomena in Volga regions. Even in the phase of communist regime, industrialization in Volga region took place at a slow pace. The Tartar oil fields, few other oil fields helped to develop industrial base at Volga Valley. Kyivshev, Kazan and Volgograd are the most important industrial centers having chemical and machine tool plants. The Kuznetsk industrial region. The once deserted and sparsely populated region of Kuznetsk basin is now having a sprawling industrial township having large number of industries, of which iron and steel is most important. The exploration of vast amount of coal reserves and subsequent development of Ural Kuznetsk combined system, which provides iron ore of Ural to Kuznetsk in lieu of coal, helped great development of iron industry. Various coal based industry developed in place like Kemerov, Orensky. These etc. are important and great development of iron and steel industry occurs in Novozhabki and several other places. Machine tools, textile and chemical industries were also developed in this region. Another important region is the Central Asia region. Considering the volume of production, Central Asia is now a very significant industrial region. After communist takeover due to planned dispersal of the industry for strategic reasons and to avoid regional imbalance, fertilizers and machine tool factories were developed at Tashkent, Stalinabad. Apart from these regions are the other leading industrial centers developed in form of east of CIS. Industrial region 4, Asian regions. Until very recent period, no country in Asia had a sound industrial base. But with the emergence of some countries like Japan, China, India, Korea, Taiwan in industrial sector, this region is now posing great threat to traditionally developed nations. In fact, regarding future industrialization of the world, Asia is frequently regarded as the dark horse. The meteoric rise of Japan in industrial scenario has shattered the long established domination of European and North American countries. The output and efficiency of Japanese industry is now comparable with any other industrialized country in the world. Japan now dominates almost all key industrial regions ranging from heavy chemical, iron and steel, petrochemical to ferroalloy, electrical electronics, motor vehicles and other consumer products. At present, 35% of the working people in Japan are engaged in manufacturing activities. In 1995, manufacturing in Japan contributed 38% of the country's GNP. The major industrial region in Japan may be subdivided into these following zones. The first is the Tokyo-Yokohama region. Second is Osaka-Kobe region. Third is Shukoyo region. Fourth is the North Kyushu region. So let me begin with the Tokyo-Yokohama region. The great industrial region covers the areas of two prefectures, mainly Tokoyo and Kanagawa. The entire region gradually developed, taking base of two separate cores, Tokyo on one hand and Yokohama the other. The industrial boom of Japan and shortage of plain land forced the areas to merge with one another. Even in recent period, industries invaded into neighboring prefectures of Saitama and Shiba. At present, this area produces nearly 26% of the Japanese industrial product. At least 25% of the total working population in Japan are engaged in industrial collaborations. In spite of heavy agglomerations of industries in Tokyo-Yokohama area, a change of decentralization is discernible in this zone. So, the reason liable for this decentralization you should also know. A heavy contestation in the area which resulted escalation of land price, high wage rate of labor, worn out condition of the old and outdated machinery, etc. High land value and shortage of land. Third is a stiff competition, etc. In this famous industrial region, almost all types of industries are found. In Tokyo and adjacent territorial of Yokohama, Kawasaki, and the major products are iron and steel, refined oil, petroleum, heavy chemicals, cement, footwear, toys, etc. The eastern Tokoyo, where industry first flourished, is still producing the traditional item, but most of the production is one of the cottage industrial level. The oldest and most productive Tokoyo-Yokohama industrial region possesses some distinct relative advantage over the other industrial region of the country. You may be thinking, what are these reasons? So, the first reason is the rare flatlands of Kwanto region, unparalleled in mountainous Japan. B is wonderful communication network through rail, road and waterways with rest of the Japan. The third is presence of coal resource in nearby Japan. Coal fields initially favored the growth of industries. Another reason is the abundant supply of skilled labor at much cheaper rate. Next region is rugged mountain river provide water resource for industrial purposes and hydel power generation. The second industrial region in Japan is the Shukoyo region. Among the four industrial regions, development of Shukoyo region is comparatively recent phenomena. Here, separate group of industrial flourished in separate regions. Maximum concentration of the industries in this region occurred in Nagoya. The other notable agglomeration of industries occurred in Tokai, etc. The major industrial establishment of iron and steel, petroleum, heavy chemical and automobiles. The famous Toyota automobiles manufacturing unit is situated in Shukoyo region. The major factors responsible for the growth of the region are, first is like Tokoyo, Yokohama, large extensive plain land favored the growth of industries in the Shukoyo region. Large home market in Honshu and export facilities to foreign market through nearby ports. Third is easy communication provided by several trunk routes, rail, water and air routes. Fourth is availability of cheap skilled laborers. Now let me discuss about the Osaka-Kobe region. The region situated around Osaka Bay was famous for industrialization from middle of 17th century. Osaka-Kobe as industrial area was always in forefront of industrial development and chief competitor of Tokoyo, Yokohama from the very early phase of industrialization. After Meiji Restoration, the pace of industrialization in region has been accelerated. The early industries in this zone were all traditional like cotton, textile, manufacturing of agriculture implements, etc. After World Wars, pace of industrialization and diversification plan forced to industries to switch over to other non-traditional technology-based industries like petrochem, high-quality steel, electrical equipments, etc. Though at present, Osaka-Kobe region is forerunner among the industrial regions, acute shortage of space limits the growth of this region especially. Moreover, this zone is gradually becoming dependent on the foreign market. Now next is the North Kyushu region. Despite having no considerable flatland area with this industrial zone, industrial establishment thrived here to serve the large hinterland on both sides of north and south. The area covers large tract of Hiroshima and other regions. Large reserves of local coal and limestone reserves provided ample opportunities to early development of industries. Compared to other three giant industrial agglomerations, this region is comparatively smaller both in area and industrial output. The major industrial establishment of this region are coal-based industries, cement, petrochemical and heavy machinery manufacturing. Besides these four industrial regions, there are numerous industrial establishments scattered all over Japan of late. Hokkaido is also developing a sound industrial base considering the dynamic nature of Japanese industrial character and magnitude of production output. Prospect of Hokkaido as a future site of industrial growth is very bright. China is gradually becoming one of the most dominant industrial powers in the world. In the year 1995, China produced 48% of the GDP from industrial sector. During this year, China handled the trade of merchandise product worth $1,38,833 million import and $1,51,047 million of export. The real development of industry in China began only after the installation of communist rule in 1949. At present, I am taking year of 1990, 15% of the labor force in China are engaged in manufacturing activities. Chinese industrial system had gone through a complete transformation in last 50 years of communist rules. Old industrial policies were discarded and new policies were adopted. State power is supervising industrial development of the country in a planned manner. Eradication of regional imbalance and dispersion of industries were encouraged. On the basis of the concentration of industries and their output, Chinese industrial region may be subdivided into the first one is Manchurian region, second is Yangtze Valley region, third is North China, fourth is South China region and fifth other regions. So let me explain you the Manchuria industrial region. Even prior to communist regime, Manchuria developed as an industrial region. Several factors were responsible for the growth of the region. There were developed agriculture, hinterlands, good transport network, skilled labor, local capital and Japanese participation. The setting up of Anshan steel plant in 1917 initially boosted the industrial growth. The Penki and other plants were gradually established. During 1960, Manchuria was able to contribute half of the Chinese iron steel production. Not only iron and steel industries, several other metallurgical industries like machine building and heavy engineering industries were set up. Besides ferrous industries, heavy chemical plants were also developed in Manchuria. Now next is the Yangtze Valley region. This is one of the leading industrial regions in China. The major manufacturing units are concentrated in regions of Wuhan. Shanghai is the most important of all these regions. The port location of the city enabled it to import raw material and export finished products. The old developed textile centers within the region initially helped to build up a large trading centers. In the later periods, small and diversified manufacturing units sprang up to feed the large hinterland to Shanghai. Now let me take you to North China industrial region. The populous and mineral-rich provinces of Shanxi are well developed in manufacturing activities. This is also one of the oldest industrial agglomeration of China. The earliest development in the region was of iron and steel industry. The Hopi iron ore and were the early impetus for manufacturing units. Apart from iron and steel, heavy chemical, textile, paper, cement, leather, petroleum, aluminium production units are also concentrated at Beijing. Now let me explain you the other regions. In recent decades, several small cities and interior river valleys were selected for setting up of manufacturing units. The planned development of neglected and backward areas of southern China received priority. Selected centers were marked for rapid industrialization and overall development of the area. Canton and where the old port cities were due to geographical advantages, some industries came into being. Since independence 1947, India has gradually emerged as a moderately industrialized nation. In some fields of manufacturing activity, Indian advancement is really spectacular. It is now considered as one of the leading industrialized countries in the world. In 1995, industry contributed 29% of the gross domestic product. In 1980 to 81, 13% of the total labor force were engaged in industry, which is slightly increased to 16% in 1990 to 91. Especially, Indian manufacturing establishments are mal-distributed. Some states are having very high concentration while other regions are devoid of industries. It has been observed that regions situated in the plain, fertile lands and colonial heritage are historically having sound industrial base. Due to the failure of new centers to compete with old traditional centers, almost a status quo is maintained even today. Of late, some new industrial centers were evolved, especially around the steel cities. Among the states, Maharashtra contribute largest amount of industrial product, followed by Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Karnataka, etc. According to the regional concentration of industries, Indian manufacturing regions may be subdivided into 6 broad regions. The first one is Calcutta conurbation. The second one is the Bombay-Pune megapolis. The third one is Ahmedabad-Vadodara region. Fourth is Southern Industrial Region. Fifth is the Damodar Valley region. Sixth is the capital regions. So let me begin with the Calcutta conurbation. Broadly, a narrow strip running from in the north to Bajpaj in south along the river Hooghly may be taken as the demarcating line of the oldest and vast industrial region in India. Several suburban and satellite townships were developed within this region. The major industries located in the regions are jute mills, cotton textile, chemicals, drugs and pharmaceuticals, engineering, machine tools, automobiles, tobacco, food processing, leather, fabrication, paper match, etc. Several factors proved to be advantageous for the growth of these industrial regions. The first is the port facility of Kolkata. The second one is Kolkata was then the seat of administration and capital of imperialistic power. The third was good transportation through rail, road and waterways. The fourth is the proximity of region towards the mineral belt of Chota Nagpur Plateau. Fifth is the large market with Calcutta metropolis. Sixth is the extensive hinterland over eastern India. Seventh is the development of science and technology in Renaissance period. Eighth is the cheap available labor force from adjoining Bihar, Uttar Pradesh. Ninth is the entrepreneurial ability of foreign and national bourgeoisie, etc. So, after Kolkata, let me take you to the Bombay-Pune megapolis. The region stretches from Bombay metropolis to Pune in the south. Major industrial centers are Andheri, Thane, Kalyan, Pimpri and Pune. This is the biggest industrial agglomeration in India. The major manufacturing items produced here are textile, drugs, pharmaceuticals, chemical, petrochemicals, paper, leather, engineering, fertilizers and precision instruments. Now, you may again be thinking that what are the major factors responsible for the growth of the industrial region? The first is development and growth of Bombay port. Second is development of communication system through rail and road. Third is the vast hinterland. Fourth is the managerial and entrepreneurship ability of Parsi and Bhatia people. Fifth is the huge capital from foreign and indigenous sources. Sixth is the development of science and technology in the region. Seventh is the cheap power resources. Eighth is the cheap labor from Konkan and other regions. So, after this, let me take you to the Ahmedabad Vadodara region. Due to growing congestion and related problems, cotton textile industry gradually shifted from Bombay and grew in this region. Later on, numerous other industries like petrochemical, chemical, fertilizers and engineering factories were evolved. The other centers of manufacturing industries are Surat, Kalol, etc. and exploration of petroleum in this region gives it a distinct advantage. This is one of the highly growing industrial regions in the India in current time. The fourth region in India is the southern industrial region. The extensive industrial region of South India is popularly known as Madras, Coimbatore, Bangalore region. This is also an old region. The major products of the region are textile, sugar, engineering, refinery, chemical, drugs and pharmaceutical, automobiles, fertilizers, etc. Now again I will take you to the reasons for the development of this region. The first one is the facilities of export-import through Madras port, second is easy communication through rail and road, and the third is large hinterland. Now let me take you to the Damodar Valley region. The mineral-rich area of Chota Nagpur area is now one of the most developed industrial region in India. The availability of local coal, iron ore, bauxite, limestone, manganese, mica and other minerals have attracted a large number of minerals-based industries. Besides mineral, proximity to Kolkata market, cheap labor and high demand also facilitated the development. The major industrial areas of this region are steel cities of Jamshedpur, Durgapur, Bokaro, Hirapur, Kulti, Asansol, coal centers like Raniganj, Jharia, Dhanbad and township of Ranchi, etc. Now let me take you to the capital regions. Adjacent to the Delhi metropolitan area, several industrial establishments developed. This is the new industrial area compared to the other regions which I have discussed. The major center of production are Faridabad, Ghaziabad, Mathura, Saharanpur, etc. The major products of regions are textile, engineering, leather, drugs and pharmaceutical, petroleum refinery, toilets and cosmetic products and detergents, etc. Besides that, as I mentioned that there are other regions, besides this major industrial regions, numerous isolated industrial centers have developed in India. Among these are the Kanpur, Lucknow, Meerut, Allahabad, Varanasi, Jalandhar, Jaipur, Bilaspur, Cuttack, Bhubaneswar, Hyderabad, etc. Now, I will discuss about the other Asian industrial zones. Besides these major industrial regions, there are some isolated and scattered industrial centers in Asia. Of the smaller centers like Karachi in Pakistan, Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia and Kuwait are also important. We have seen the various places which were absent in the world map of industrial hub have gained popularity due to special focus on these regions after colonization, particularly in the Asian countries. After this lecture, now you may be able to understand various regions, various factors behind a success of any particular industrial region, and also what are the challenges these industrial regions are facing. During this COVID time, how the small and medium enterprises are being badly affected and what are the way forward towards the development of these small industrial regions.